I've had a lot of people in my life who've really been rooting for me, and I've helped them through some hard times too. As long as you've got people who care about you and people you care about, you're going to be good.
Michael, when he got in the marching band, they were trying to figure out what instrument he should play, and he loved percussion. And as it wound up, because he was only going to school every other day, they let him play the great big cymbal that weighs, I don't know, 8-10 pounds. And you could hear him play during the Star-Spangled Banner. In concert band, he always sat back with the percussion, and he always had something to play. And even if he wasn't playing, I can remember there was one of the contests that he wasn't playing in because he had missed so much school. He went to the contest as a member, and he helped them set up, and he was supportive. So the band, both the marching band and the other band, concert band, accepted him. And he was, totally accepted by the kids and the parents.
Just knowing that I have people that I can talk to, I could say whatever it is that I need to say, and they're not going to judge me. They're not going to want to avoid me the next time they see me. But I have people in my life who are very, very understanding and supportive, and they nurture me when I need it. And I, in turn, do the same for them.
Definitely the people who I've met through doing the Resiliency program have made a huge impact on my life. And definitely my family, because they are my support system. They're all I have. I mean, my friends help a lot too, but my family's with me all the time.
I have a very close support group, of network of friends who have been with us the entire journey from the time Rachel was born until now. And having those people in my life are probably the best part that support my resilience.
Our family has been very fortunate to have a number of mental health support people who have brought so much to our lives, and especially have been a blessing to Bill. And all of those people liked him, and they let him know that he was likable and lovable. Even when he had challenging moments, they liked him, and they could point out those things that were his gifts in the midst of a meltdown. And that was so amazing, because he could come back and regroup and know that they would still see him in a positive light. It's important for all of us to have goals, and I believe dreams too. Dreams are what take us to a forward-looking place, that we believe that there is a future that we can accomplish and feel good about our lives. But those kind of expectations that are kind of those benchmarks that get us along the way will help us experience success or failure. And all too often, the expectations put on the families and our kids are not realistic. People who don't walk in our shoes don't understand. Getting through a day is an incredible accomplishment sometimes. Providers can play a really important role in helping our kids be successful and to meet expectations, as long as they're reasonable, as long as there's support to make it happen, and there's a positive outlook that, yeah, you can do it, and I'm going to help you.
Make a goal so I can reach it, and then once I reach it, then you can raise it. This sounds really simple. It sounds like something anyone would say, well, yeah, duh. But for some reason, I've had lots of providers set a goal for me that was either unreachable, and they then talked about how disappointing it was that I wasn't able to reach this goal and how I needed to do better, or they would set a goal that was reachable, and then they saw that I was getting there pretty fast, and then they say, oh, well, we're going to raise it, instead of letting me get there and then raising it to something that's a little more challenging. And when that happens, it just makes you feel like, well, I'm never going to get to my goal because it just keeps going up. It's pointless. I never have that sense of accomplishment of actually getting to my goal and reaching it and knowing that I did that.
I know in some systems, such as in the developmental disability system, there's so much emphasis putting on looking at the environment and how to structure things so the child has the opportunity to learn at the maximum level, to be able to develop skills and optimize those. But it doesn't happen very often in the mental health field. And that's really a shame. One of the very basic accommodations that Bill got in high school was a yellow index card that, though worn and frayed and bent, and got him through 4 years of high school. And we kind of think of that as a magic yellow card, but that card was an accommodation that represented the school and the teacher getting what Bill's needs were. On his first week of high school, he had a major meltdown. Through some circumstances, no fault of his own, people thought they were being helpful, and he just couldn't handle it. So he shut down and ended up with his hands over his ears, just like spread eagle on the floor. And nobody knew what to do for him. They called me and we came and we talked about it. And they realized that he was just so overwhelmed that he just couldn't function. And so the teacher said, well, what can we do? We want you to come back. We want you to be here. We failed you. How can we help you? How amazing. It's not that you messed up and you caused this ruckus, but we failed you because we didn't know how to help you. And that what they agreed upon was a little yellow card that he could carry with him. And when he felt overwhelmed or felt stressed or just felt like he needed a break, he just had to take out the card and put it on his desk. He didn't have to be embarrassed. He didn't have to ask. He didn't have to make excuses. But he could go, and they had pre-appointed places that he could go and just kind of relax. If he needed to talk to somebody, this is the person to go to. If he just needed to be some time on his own, he could go there. It wasn't a $25,000 a year aide that's going to shadow him in high school and be like really, really awkward for a teenager. It was a little discreet yellow card, and they allowed him to use it, which was a way for him to develop his own coping skills and to understand himself and his triggers. What a wonderful gift.
We're very involved in giving back in our community. And I think by giving back to other people, it's made us feel as though we can help other people. We're not the bottom of the barrel, so to speak.
Being part of the leadership task force of resiliency has helped me become more resilient, because I am trying to make other people with other mental illnesses become more resilient. With the trainings and everything, I just try to help out any way I can, whether it's packing or unpacking or doing the projections or anything like that. I just try to be as helpful as I can.
Being part of the resiliency group is important to me because I actually feel like I'm making a difference. I feel that I'm changing the way that people think about what youth and young adults are capable of, and I think it's really important, and it feels really good. What's really important, and what a lot of providers that I've worked with have just completely ignored, was they've always focused on what was wrong with me, and they never really focused on what I did well. Services shouldn't be based around your faults. They should be based around what you're good at and what you enjoy.
I liked horses. I was always called, everybody that I worked with around horses always called me a horse whisperer, because I could always tell when a horse was either hurt, sick, or just not feeling right. In my vocational school program, a total of 3 horses I worked with: Kaja, Dakota, and Julie. The way I interact with horses, even Mr. Peters, my instructor, first time he met me for our interview to see if I would be good with the program, he said 99% of the time he found me in the stall with the horse he just had a foal with. And he could never get me out of there.
There's so much you can do to help your kid, but I think finding that one thing that really will help him the most. I know for Peter, his video games have been the key to his resiliency, because he's so about video games. And his mom realizes that and goes out and spends the money for video games. And for me, it's music. And for Billy, it's horseback riding. So I think our parents realize the keys to what makes us resilient and then help us go towards them.